Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Lizzie, a company culture coach based here in the UK. And over the past 7 years, I've helped startups and small businesses to establish and build their company cultures. In my Q&A series, I want to answer some of the most common questions I get asked about culture. This week's question is this: what makes a company work on its culture? In my personal experience, what makes a company want to work on its culture is normally in one of two camps. Either they are experiencing some kind of pain or frustration within their existing business, or they have an aspiration to build a really vibrant culture. So the way I often look at it is that the business is either in some kind of pain and need some change, or they have a very aspirational, visionary approach to their culture. For those in the pain camp, it's really obvious. Either their employee engagement results are shockingly bad and they know they need to make some changes, or they're struggling to recruit or retain staff, or they've had some kind of disruption within the culture. For example, a leadership member leaving and that creating a lot of uncertainty and friction within the organization. For those in the aspirational camp, they are usually wanting to build a very unique workplace culture that they know is going to support them in scaling or growing their business. And they are usually in some kind of innovative or very disruptive area. They're building something new and they want to make sure that their culture and the way that they work is supporting that sustainability. Now, obviously, as a culture coach, I am biased. I believe that every business should start working on its culture and its systems as soon as possible, especially when they have their first 5 to 10 employees. And the reason for this is that we can really start to create some habits, and the culture in those very early days creates that really sustainable approach to culture rather than growing to a certain level and having to start everything from afresh. So really, if you can, as a startup or a small business, start working on your culture as soon as possible. For example, things like feedback processes, how you work on shifting and being more agile in your teams. All of those things really help when you're a smaller business. Of course, that doesn't mean that as a bigger business you can't work on your culture, but it just means that some of the habits and behaviors have become quite ingrained and they will take a bit more time to shift. If you have a culture question, don't forget to drop it in the comments below and I'll ensure to answer it in my next video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.